A government loan to one leading private sector company creates commotion in Parliament. Speaker of the House of Assembly asks for opposition leader to be put out after he refused to apologize. And Red Cross issues guidelines on donations for hurricane-ravaged Haiti. I am Idona John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. Details after this. Topping the news, Prime Minister Skerrit has demanded an apology from Parliamentary Representative for Roseau North, Daniel Luge, for accusing him of having an ATM in his office. This as Luge raised questions over some of the expenses in the 2015-2016 supplementary estimates amounting to $103,888,083.
I take the view, Madam Speaker, that there seems to be an ATM or automatic teller machine placed or fixed in the office of Prime Minister Skerrit and Minister of Finance.
Speaker,
why do I say so?
Madam Speaker, please. Madam Speaker, I am taking strong objection to the statement, and I am seeking for the member for Roseau North to withdraw this point and his attempt to insinuation and his attempt to impute improper motives, Madam Speaker. There is absolutely no ATM machine owned by the government of Dominica here or anywhere else in the world. The member must withdraw the statement because it is factually wrong, it is untrue, and there is no ATM machine.
The Prime Minister was interrupted by the Speaker, however, who advised him that she would warn MP Luge.
The Honourable Prime Minister, I would like to be the one to do this, please. The member,
Thank you very much, Madam
you
Speaker.
have just created a serious breach of improper motive once again. And I call on you to withdraw that statement and apologize.
Madam Speaker, I said, it seems to me.
It doesn't matter
It seems
whether
to
you
me.
seem to. You can't say that.
Okay.
Why
Madam
don't
Speaker,
you get it?
Will you give me an opportunity to explain?
No, you cannot explain wrong. You just move on, please.
Okay, I'm moving on.
No.
Apologize to who? Withdrawn, Madam Speaker.
I'm only asking for, subject to your ruling, Madam Speaker. Subject to your ruling, I'm only asking for withdrawal.
This has to stop.
But he must also apologize to the Minister of Finance.
Apologize for what?
Luge was questioning a government loan of $500,000 to HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited. Prime Minister Skerrit announced at Wednesday's sitting of Parliament that the private sector company had obtained the loan while he sought the House's approval of the 2015-2016 supplementary estimates.
$500,000 was loaned to HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited to assist the firm in meeting some of its operational expenses. The loan is for a period of 5 years at an interest rate of 5%.
The MP on the opposition side who abstained from voting on the motion of no confidence in the leadership of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has made his position clear on the supplementary appropriation bill. Here's more.
Member of Parliament for the Roseau South constituency, Joshua Francis, during his presentation Wednesday evening, lent his support to the supplementary appropriation bill, expressing gratitude for the post-Erica works while challenging the government to show greater urgency in improving the lives of those in his constituency. The supplementary appropriation bill is approximately $103 million.
I want to express gratitude to the government of Dominica for every work done post-Tropical Storm Erica. And when I say every work done, particularly in the Roseau South constituency, I want to say thank you for the improvement in the roads, the drains where they have to be cleaned, dredging the Loubier River, the Baffested River, the Castle Comfort River, cleaning the ravines among other areas which were affected by Tropical Storm Erica. Ultimately, while I support the expenses under the supplementary appropriation, I call on the government of Dominica to show a greater urgency in the improvement of lives of the people of the Roseau South constituency.
Though applauding the post-Erica projects, Francis reminded the government to keep true to its promise to empower the country's youth.
I want to speak on behalf of the people of Jodel and Egliston as well. Prior to the 2014 general elections, we noted some activities taking place on the playing fields at Jodel and Egliston, as well as Kingshill. However, since we have had a complete, absolute, and total abandonment of work on the said playing fields. Once again, I'm appealing to the government of Dominica to keep to its word, and that is to empower the young people.
Francis also highlighted other areas of need in his constituency, such as roads, the Emsall Bridge, the Fisher Folk community, the Ravine near the new Newtown Primary School, and lighting and washroom facilities for the Loubier playing field. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
Meantime, opposition leader Lennox Linton says the member from Roseau South did nothing unusual by lending support to the supplementary bill.
The Honorable Joshua Francis is the representative of the Roseau South constituency. There are a number of things that he has commended the government for, and there are a number of things that he showed appreciation for. There are a number of things that he expressed concern with, which is no different from the other members of our team. The members of our team who have welcomed certain developments that have taken place in their constituencies, in the nation generally, having to do with the use of that $104 million spent over and above budget in the 2015-2016 years. So I don't see what the Honorable Francis did as being anything unusual. Supplementary appropriations are not bills that people vote against. In fact, something would really have to be very unusual for you to say no. Simply because this is money that has already been spent. You saying no right now means absolutely nothing. The money is gone, it has been spent, it has been put to certain uses. You may not agree with the uses to which it was put, and you will state so clearly in the Parliament, but it's just one of those things.
During Wednesday morning's sitting of the House, the leader of the opposition was cut short in presenting his motion of no confidence in the leadership of Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. He was further asked to apologize to the Speaker of the House for using inappropriate language, but he refused to do so. She insisted he apologize when the House resumed on Thursday morning, or else she would disallow him from participating in parliamentary debates, and this is what happened.
I am asking the member to take his seat, please.
I'm not going to sit down.
Sergeant at Arms.
Sergeant at Arms, I'm going to touch you because I will leave this house, but I'm not sitting down. And so no Sergeant at Arms is coming.
Sergeant at Arms.
Be careful about that.
Sergeant Adams, can you escort the member out, please?
It's not necessary for any escort of Sergeant at Arms. I am leaving the house. Stop your foolishness.
This is the Parliament where the Speaker presides.
Just do not make a mistake.
This is just intolerable.
In speaking to Channel 5 News on Thursday, Linton disclosed that he has no intention of apologizing to the Speaker of the House, and members of the opposition side are in agreement with him.
So she insisted I apologize, and I couldn't continue if I didn't apologize. So what happened at that point? The debate, the deliberations on the motion came to a halt, to the point where we were accused by the Attorney General of hijacking the Parliament. But the Speaker is the one ruling. I couldn't proceed. I tried on a number of occasions. She took my mic out so I couldn't speak. Nobody could hear me. And she insisted that without an apology, she was not going to allow me to continue. So I did not give the apology. She did not allow me to continue. She then invited other members of the House to speak on the motion, but our members took the position that if I was not going to be allowed to complete the opening presentation, then they were going to stay out of discussion.
To the health sector now, where Dominica continues to have access to a list of over 500 essential medicines at reduced costs. The OECS Pharmaceutical Procurement Service has developed a list of prescription drugs for the use of public health practitioners. These essential medicines, as defined by the World Health Organization, should be available at all times in adequate amounts and in appropriate dosages at a price the community can afford. While the director of the OECS Pharmaceutical Procurement Service says it is not a regulatory agency, he told Channel 5 News they ensure medicines on the formulary are used in keeping with standards.
So our main role has to do with having a common formulary of medicines. The same set of medicines have been procured right across the 9 countries. We procure them. They are distributed directly by suppliers to member countries. And we also play a role in monitoring the rational use of medicines to ensure that when medicines are prescribed by physicians, they are prescribed in accordance with standard treatment guidelines. So it's just to ensure the whole supply chain from this way called the components, which is we call the selection of medicines, procurement, distribution, warehousing, and at the very end of procurement supply chain was what we call reliable prescribing by our practitioners to our patients.
Dominica recently reaffirmed its commitment to an agreement whereby the service obtains antiretroviral medicines for HIV/AIDS patients at below regional worldwide prices on its behalf.
We have a portfolio of 550 medicines, and it's based to a large extent on the World Health Organization formulary list. Generally, our practitioners adhere to the medicines which are contained in the list. I could say Dominica is perhaps the country in the OECS which has the strictest conformity to the medicine. Dominica is very thrifty with regards to the use of public sector funds, and medicines, for example, non-essential medicines are hardly procured by the government. So in general, but I should say that occasionally there may be the occasional medicine. Let us say, for example, the anti-cancer drug, which may be on the protocol for treating a patient, may not be on the OECS medicines list and might have to be procured directly by the country to suppliers. But in the main, in general, there's good adherence by our practitioners to our regional medicines list. There's no penalty, there's no sanction. What might happen is that the country may need to procure this item at a higher cost because it would not be procured at a regional negotiated tender price.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, an update on this week's stabbing in Lubia, sports, and your weather forecast. Stay tuned. Thanks for staying with us. The victim of Tuesday evening stabbing incident has been identified as 22-year-old Rene Meyers. Meyers, who is originally from Egliston and lives in Lubia, was home at the time of the incident. Police PRO Pelham John Baptist says the victim sustained injuries to her thighs, back, and her upper left arm from a sharp object. Meyers is now a patient at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The suspect is confirmed to be female. However, her name and description were not made public, and the police are looking for her. Anyone with information on the stabbing of Rene Meyers is asked to contact the Police Criminal Investigations Department at 266-5164, 266-5165, and 266-5119, or Crime Stoppers Dominica at 1-800-8477. In other news, Dominicans have until 24th of October to donate relief supplies for the people of hurricane-ravaged Haiti. However, they are being advised to not bring in used clothing. Andrea Louis has that story.
Following the devastation caused by Hurricane Matthew, CARICOM Chairman and Prime Minister of Dominica, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, had appealed to Dominicans to support the National Hurricane Matthew disaster relief effort. People willing to contribute were asked to bring items in to the Office of Disaster Management or the Dominica Red Cross. Director General of the Dominica Red Cross says relief supplies have been steadily pouring in, but is asking the public to concentrate on priority items.
Priority items at this point in time, these being water, non-perishable food items, hygiene products. We are not collecting used clothing at this time. Really, it's not a priority, and it's not the best humanitarian assistance that can be provided. Used clothing is really only acceptable when it's been properly sorted, washed, repaired, and, you know, that takes a lot of input to achieve that, and generally this is not done. So we are only accepting new clothing and no used clothing. And when we're sending goods all the way to Haiti, it needs to be cost effective, and used clothing would not really be cost effective to send.
Pinard Burns says cash is also extremely useful to relief attempts in Haiti.
We are stuffing this 40-foot container, which will not in fact now leave before the 24th of this month. And it will take 2 weeks. It will go to Jamaica, and from Jamaica it will be transshipped to Haiti. And it will take 2 weeks to arrive. So persons have up to the 24th to send in their in-kind relief items for onward dispatch to Haiti. We always put cash as the best relief assistance that can be given to any country, because we bear in mind that only the western tip of Haiti has been affected. There are still supplies available on island, so if cash is sent to Haiti, the relief agencies like the Red Cross there can purchase what is needed to provide to the impacted population.
Dominicans have been commended for their generosity towards the relief effort for Haiti.
So far, the Dominican community has been very responsive. As a matter of fact, we are now stuffing, based on a report from Mr. Cecil Shillingford, stuffing a 40-foot container of items that will be shipped next week, early next week, to Lacaille in Haiti.
So far, one 40-foot container has been filled and another container is being packed with relief supplies for shipment next week. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
And former press secretary under the Freedom Party, Parry Bellott, is celebrating his 40th anniversary as a journalist. Bellott held a press conference on Thursday, accompanied by UK journalist professionals. Bellott, who considers himself the oldest journalist in Dominica, took members of the local media through his 40-year journey.
It's not so much looking back at my career in journalism, but it's really setting the tone that we can talk about issues in Dominica, development issues, you know, and continue to move forward. I was known to be a bit of a troublemaker and not instigator, but I didn't accept things, neither from my church or from government, just like that. Even people I worked for, and even people I have the greatest respect for. I have the greatest respect for the person I worked for the longest, Dame Eugenia Charles, as her press secretary, press advisor, and even Prime Minister Skerritt now. But I tell them my frank views, and sometimes I even say it publicly when it disagrees with them, but mostly I agree with them. But yeah, I mean, I would love to, because it's fascinating, the things that have happened in Dominica, and I have been lucky to be very much involved, and as a journalist, I think, you know, I made a note there to remind some, because you learn from things.
Mr. Bellott says he will soon launch a book called Rebuilding Dominica Better. Chit Chat comes up next with Julian Morris.
And joining me now for this segment of, or Chit Chat segment right now, is Wadix. Everyone knows Wadix. If you don't know Wadix, moi pas ça. Si vous pas connaître Wadix,
ou ka pedi 10 000 avec. Eh ben, what I do first was say a massive entertainment lineup, and we are really privileged to bring to the world the greatest ever festival in the history of the World Creole Music Festival. It's crunch time. It's when we really recommit ourselves to presenting to the world something never seen before. And tomorrow we'll be presenting to Dominica the final opportunity to take advantage of the season ticket special at $275. And we will do that from 8 until 1 at the DFC office downstairs the financial center. Then from 2 o'clock we head to South City Granby, and we have a major motorcade which we will leave the city of Rosa from 2, head to Granby, then back to Roseau to the West Coast to climax at Portsmouth. And Julian, we are ready. We are ready to present to the world that Dominica is truly the mecca of Creole interaction, Creole integration. I mean, 24 hours of indigenous pulsating music. It's just a matter of time before pandemonium break loose October 28, 29 and 30 at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium.
Pour nous vous plaît ça, l'année passée, nous pas tenu.
Eh bien,
l'année ça là, comment nous avons venir l'année ça?
Moi dire quelque chose, moi déjà des casquettes à tête à moi devant des rails à moi, a déjà des souliers d'assez moi pied moi frère nous kay popper à nous normal, ça c'est pourquoi nous avons invité tout le monde à tout le monde là pour descendre à Dominique pour nous amuser avec nous. Et ça c'est un événement qui est toujours spécial, World Creole Music Festival where people meet.
Thank you, Wadix. Thank you very much. Remember to take advantage of the specials tomorrow. Our sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
In football, Bathurst State Football Club has joined the Northern Concrete and Steel Bombers at the top of the DFA Flow Premier League with 16 points. Bathurst State defeated Caribbean Cool Harlem United 1-0 in Wednesday's match. However, the Bathurst State team is second in terms of goal difference.
After a goalless first half, Anderson Lawrence scored that all-important goal in the 85th minute of play for Bathurst State to be named the man of the match. Meanwhile, this weekend matches will bring the curtains down in the first round of the DFA Flow Premier League. On Friday, RIC Kensborough will take on Waukee Rollers at the Dubla playing field from 6 p.m.
Meantime, the secondary schools football championships will continue on Friday with 4 games in the under-17 category. At Portsmouth, it will be St. John's Academy versus Portsmouth Secondary. Castleborough Secondary will play host to Northeast Comprehensive. St. Mary's Academy will take on Pure Charles Secondary at Portersville Savannah, and Isaiah Thomas Secondary versus Goodwill Secondary at Dubla. All matches are scheduled for 2:30 p.m. Moving on to cricket, after scoring 183 for 4 in 45 overs on Wednesday, the Windies were bowled out for 243 in the third unofficial test on Thursday. In reply, the Sri Lankan side made 211 for 5 in 61 overs in the second innings. Acela Gunaratne added 69 and Sundan Weerakkody 48. Rakeem Cornwall took 4 for 62 for West Indies. Sri Lanka now leads by 286 runs with 5 wickets remaining in hand in the second innings. Next up, Dominica won their first set of matches in the 2016 International Handball Federation's Caribbean Trophy Tournament recently. The female Dominican team hammered Trinidad and Tobago 23-7. The boys had similar results, taking the match 23-5 against TNT. Meantime, in the Dominica versus St. Kitts and Nevis boys games, the teams tied 11-all after 50 minutes of play. The games continue on Friday. In track and field, 4 students broke records in the 2016 Primary Schools Independence Athletics Competition. Takia Robin from the Roosevelt Douglas, Codell Hamilton from St. Luke's, Tishon Maxime Maho and Rion Prosper from the Jones Beaupre Primary Schools currently hold records in their respective events. From the North District, Takia Robin updated the record in the junior girls long jump from 3.71 to 3.99 meters. In the senior boys high jump, Codell Hamilton out of the Southwest Zone equaled the senior boys high jump of 1.45 meters. For the senior boys 300-meter event, Tishon Maxime from the West Central District ran a time of 44.2 to replace the old record of 44.6 seconds. Finally, in the 1,200-meter event, senior boys, Rion Prosper clocked 4 minutes 3.6 seconds, updating the record from 4 minutes 7.2 seconds. Meantime, in the boys category, the North District placed first with 77 points, followed by the West Central with 65 and Northeast 59. For the girls, North finished on top with 112, West Central next with 70, and Southeast 54. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. We'll see you in the next one.
Your weather forecast is next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Annika Rete Joseph.
Weak and stable conditions were the dominant feature across the area today, and this resulted in generally partly cloudy to cloudy skies across the region. Visible satellite imagery showed mainly low and some high-level clouds over Dominica throughout the course of the day. Radar imagery indicated some scattered showers across the islands. Conditions for tonight: partly cloudy skies with some scattered showers and possible thunderstorm activity. Tomorrow, fair to partly cloudy skies with some scattered showers. Sea conditions: moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers, you are advised to continue to exercise caution. Taking a look at the next 3 days. On Friday and Saturday, fair to partly cloudy skies with some scattered showers can be expected. A tropical wave is expected to affect the area on Sunday, resulting in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers and possible thunderstorm activity. Across the region tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with some scattered showers are expected over the northern and central portions. Meanwhile, some possible thunderstorm activity can be expected over the extreme southern portion. On the international scene, partly cloudy skies with some rain in New York, clear skies in Miami, cloudy skies in London and Beijing, and some thunderstorm activity in Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:59 a.m. and set at 5:41 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. A government loan to one leading private sector company creates commotion in Parliament. Speaker of the House of Assembly asks for opposition leader to be put out after he refused to apologize. And Red Cross issues guidelines on donations for hurricane-ravaged Haiti. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Idona Jean Baptiste, and to all our viewers around the world, thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow.